Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I have grown into the person that I am. And I haven't been over here for a couple days, so I wanted to film a video today. I'm actually not going to read from the meditation books today. I went through the comments, and I was reading some of the comments, and I picked one out that I think is a really great comment to address, a really great topic to talk about over here. So I want to read this comment that is from Kayla. So here, let me read you the comment. Are you ready? Kayla said, "Hi Peter, I was wondering if you could talk about losing motivation. I just don't have anything to give anymore, it feels, and I just don't want to do anything either. Although I push myself to keep going to do day-to-day things and errands, I just feel like I'm starting to lose myself somehow. Is there anything you could recommend to read or give any advice?" And so there's a couple things that I would say. I think, you know, we don't talk when we talk about things like losing motivation or struggling day to day and things like that. A lot of things that sit on the fence of mental health, right? The first thing I would always say to you is seek professional help and find somebody to talk to. You know, a talk therapist, counselor, life coach, somebody, you know, psychiatrist that you can go talk to and see what's going on. The next thing that I would say, if this is something that you've been really struggling with for a very long time, is if you've never had like a psych workup, is to actually go to a psychiatrist, not a family physician, and have a full psych workup where they can, you know, do the physiology of what is going on with you. At the same time, I would also recommend, on the heels of what I just said, to go to your family physician and have a physical done and see what's going on. You know, as we get older, this is one thing that, like, I really haven't wanted to admit, but it's true. Things change with us, you know? The physical being of our body changes, you know? Sometimes we need more sleep. Sometimes we need less sleep, you know? Sometimes we're just tired because our eyesight changes. It can be so many different things, you know? Sometimes our bodies are more sensitive to caffeine than they were in the past, you know? Thyroids change. All different kinds of things change, you know? And I think also we know, depending on gender, a lot of things change. And so, you know, like, I mean, I have so many friends of mine that have gone through, you know, menopause, and they just, like, the struggle is so real for them, but also so different. Like, each journey is different from the next. And, you know, I remember my mom, like, talked very openly with me about, you know, going through menopause and premenopause and perimenopause and things like that, and I'm glad that she did, because she would always say to me, my mom would say, "I'm telling you about this so that, you know, if one day," well, she was always very concerned about premenopause, so that was like when I was in high school, and she would say, "So one day when you have a wife, you'll be able to, you know." Little did she know that, but so anyway, but it did prepare me, you know, for being able to have open conversations with my girlfriends about what they're going through and how their bodies change and things like that. I think it's really, really important to both have a mental health workup as well as a physical workup. And I think that we should do that at least once a year, once every 2 years. I actually have a very close friend of mine that when she turned 60, this is somebody I've never talked about on video or anything, so you don't have to guess, but it's a cool idea, so whatever. When she turned 60, she had all of these tests run. Like, I mean, all these tests run, right? Because she really wanted to be able to live the next part of her life, like, out of not thinking about, you know, fear-based and things like that, and she wanted to catch things early on or whatever. And so she went in, and I mean, she had physicals and she had blood work done and she had all this kind of stuff done, and my battery died. I just got done filming another video and I should have changed the battery, but I didn't. But anyway, I'm so far into this now that I'm not gonna redo the video. But anyway, so my friend, she went and she had all this stuff done, you know, and you know, she said to me, you know, this is kind of like my gift to myself. And I just thought that was such a cool idea, you know. I think that when we talk about factors like, you know, lacking motivation or just being tired, and it doesn't necessarily need to be being physically tired. We can be emotionally tired. We can, you know, just be lacking any kind of, like, trying to get through the day is just so hard for us, right? that can have a lot to do with maybe like undiagnosed mental health issues or like physical issues as well. So that would be my first recommendation, is to, you know, seek that out and go talk to somebody. And if you've never had that workup, to go have that workup and have that all done, you know. I think one of the commitments I made to myself this year was that I wanted to, like, I'm really working hard on, like, I hate going to the dentist, right? And if you listen to my vlog, you know, I've been, like, going to the dentist, and I'm getting things taken care of because, like, I want to keep my teeth. And I also know that, like, a good heart health and things like that is related to your teeth. So those are things that I'm keeping up on. And I think, like, as we get older, and older can be late 20s, early 30s, right? There are things that we need to keep on doing. And so it's like, I need to eat healthier. I need to be doing these things for my health, right? I know for me, when I am more active and I am eating better and things like that, like, I physically feel better, right? Like, I physically feel better, I think better, I sleep better, and things like that. So I do think that that has a big part of it to do it as well. I think as far as just day-to-day lacking motivation, my advice would be switch things up. I have gone through periods. I think there's maybe like a misconception that I get up and I'm just like boom, 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 right? And I'm very excited to just like go do all this kind of stuff. I struggle a lot with motivation some days, you know? And some days, and really, to be honest with you, it doesn't even have to be that deep. It doesn't even really have to be like, oh God, I just don't want to do anything today. It can be just like, I would rather just watch 6 episodes of a TV show, you know, and just completely veg out. And there are days that we can do that, and there are days that we can't, right? And I think it's kind of like differentiating and knowing the difference between those two. I always feel better. Like, I learned this early on. I think it was like after I got sober. And maybe like, I don't know, my last semester of school, like undergraduate school or being in graduate school, like I very early on learned that to give your speech the first day of class, if that makes sense. Now, if you know what I'm talking about, when you take a speech class and you give speeches will be done like over a 2-week period, right? And so, like, I always in high school would be the very last person to give a speech. I would sweat bullets for 2 weeks because I didn't want to give a speech. I hated getting up in front of people. I have total social anxiety. I hated talking in front of people, on and on and on. I still don't like to, which I know is funny that I make YouTube videos now, right? But I didn't like doing it at all. And so, but there was something it was some class I took, and I can't even remember now. It'll come to me probably at 2 o'clock in the morning, but I like gave my speech first, or my presentation first, and I remember like I just got to sit back for like the next 2 weeks, and I was like, well, I wish I had learned that a long time ago, because when you give it first, you just get to sit back and enjoy the next 2 weeks. That's kind of my mantra and my attitude for life now. You know, when there are things that I don't necessarily want to do, like every day I feel like there are burdens or errands that we have to run and do every single day. When there are things that I don't necessarily want to do, I try to get those things done first and then do the things that I enjoy after that, right? Like, and then I have time to, you know, do the things that I really enjoy doing later, you know? It's like, I think it's why, like, as far as filming videos, I always like make the bed, clean the kitchen, take out the trash. I do all of these like menial things around the house that I have to do. And then I sit down and I film videos because for me, I'm so passionate about that, right? And then I get to do something that I absolutely love. And I think that also helps with me being more motivated, because if I get that stuff done, then I know I get to do the things that I want to do. I mean, this is not brain science, you guys. This is like doing your homework at 4 o'clock on Friday afternoon. There's literally a bug flying all around the camera. This is like doing your homework at 4 o'clock on Friday afternoon so you can enjoy your whole weekend. Do you remember when your parents would say that? I mean, it's very similar to that, you know? I think also with the motivation thing, I've gone through periods of my life where I've lacked a lot of motivation, where just to get out of bed and, you know, get dressed, some days not even take a shower, you know, was enough for me. And I've gone through periods where it was just a real struggle, like really, really a struggle. And those were the periods where I look back and I think, okay, and you should have been in like deep therapy at that point. Like, and you should have been talking to somebody and having somebody as a sounding board and whatever, and find out, a lot of what was going on. And thank God I made it through those periods of time. And I think one thing that really helped me was setting small goals for myself, and that small goal would be something like, like tomorrow I'm going to take a shower for myself, and tomorrow and then the next day I'm going to take a shower and I'm going to get dressed and I'm going to go to Starbucks and I'm going to get coffee, or I'm going to do the crossword and whatever, I think people sometimes want to joke when I say things like, pat yourself on the back for like making your bed if you're really struggling with that. That is a person that has never been in a situation where getting up and making the bed is too much, and I've had times in my life where to get up and get in the shower or make the bed, I couldn't do it. It was too much. It was too, I couldn't handle it. I couldn't do it. And I made it through that. And so if I feel myself going there today, I think back to those points of the past and I think to myself, okay, you made it through then. You're going to make it through again. You're going to be okay. And I think that's the other thing is that there are so many people in society that don't want to recognize or acknowledge the truth of if you're really at that state where it's like you can't get out of bed or you can't function or you can't do anything, that's very real for a lot of people. And when people want to laugh at that or joke or be like, what are you talking about, or you deserve pats on the back for making your bed. Yeah, some of us do. Some of us need that. Some of us need that to get to the next stage, to get to where we need to go. And, it was... for me, piecing together those days to where, all of a sudden one day I'm just like, okay, well, I'm doing this thing. I got this again, and I felt better and, whatnot. But you're going to be okay. You're going to figure this out. And my goal, my suggestion would be to set minor goals for yourself every single day. Not a lot, 2 maybe. Okay. And do those things. You said you're already doing daily things on there. Set yourself 2 goals for yourself, And then if you haven't checked in with somebody, please do that. Please find somebody in your area. I always suggest to people if they're looking for mental health, people to go talk to. I love the website psychologytoday.com because you can put in your zip code and you can find anybody that you want in your area. And that's how we found our past 2 counselors. Somebody asked me to do a video talking about how we found our past 2 counselors. And we just put in our zip code of our area because we wanted it to be somebody close to us. And then I think like each time called up a couple. I don't even think the last time, I think we just called one person and that was it. I don't need it to be a perfect fit, if that makes sense. I feel like both of ours have been perfect fits, but I think that's because when I went in with the attitude that if I'm going to pay the money, I'm going to get my money's worth out of it, and you're here to help me, and so I'm going to tell you what's going on with me. And this is what's going on with me, please help. And they have. So I don't really care if that person is necessarily, now I hope that they, I hope they're good at what they do, obviously, but I don't need them to be a perfect fit. I know that some people go and interview, 6 and 7, and find the person that is comfortable for you to talk to. But for me, I don't necessarily always need that. I've gone to counselors in the past that I didn't feel comfortable talking to, and I went once or twice, and then I found somebody else. But that hasn't happened to me very often in my life. And definitely not the last 2 counselors that we've had, the last time and then this time, because like I said, my attitude was I wanted to go and get the help. And for me, it's also kind of a sounding board. I talk and then they give me suggestions, and I wanted somebody that I could go and talk to that would be that for me. So anyway, I hope that helps. You're going to be okay. You're going to get through this. Put one foot in front of the other. And the other thing is don't beat yourself up too badly. Don't beat yourself up and be like, oh, gosh, I didn't get anything done today. That doesn't help. That negative tape rolling through our heads, that doesn't help at all. Just tell yourself, I'm going to do better tomorrow. and I'm going to do better tomorrow, and I'm going to do better tomorrow, and eventually you'll get there. So anyway, let me know what you think about all of that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.